This is gonna be an interesting challenge for our runners, as we're getting kicked off in Marcnificent, finding the Ganon's Tower map, running the Nature Boy Link sprite.
Link's house will always be in the same location, so that is one brief respite. Treat pull being 20 rupees, that's nice. Key sanity seeds are not generous with money.
And yeah, that is the exit from the Ganon fight. Found that awfully quick.
That's great to know, because this isn't a defeat Ganon seed. Once they have all 7 crystals, now they know they can just drop down to the uncle's escape and go fight. Marcnificient is checking out the 50-50 bomb bushes. Bombs are gonna kind of hard to come by, and since the shops aren't gonna be in the same spot, getting as many bombs as you can, that's definitely where you want to.
Yeah, there are other 50-50 bushes around the game. These are just the easier ones to access off the bat. And the Light World chess game is... Ooh, we found King's Tomb. What did we find, though? 50 rupees.
It's always good to find these locations with items, because the logic for this is going to be difficult, and sometimes it might require you to go into Mire, if that's what you have.
Race game is for a map, so when you pop out there, you don't need to do it.
Yeah, and that exit is sometimes difficult to find. The right side of the race game, though, is desert.
Yep, speaking of finding things, that is Desert Palace. Due to it being key sanity, we don't know if it's a crystal or pendant yet. Oh, and speaking of finding things, we found Hyrule Castle, but Marcnificent does not have the weapons to go very far.
Looks like Furaime is checking out. He's doing a fake flipper. He checked out the witch's hut, but I did not see what that was.
And Mark has found Super Bunny Cave. Now, this is one of those interesting places where, with multiple exits, you could find some really interesting things.
Yeah, plus it's got a couple connectors, so you could end up in a lot of different places.
Speaking of connectors, Furaime has done the connection to Houlihan.
That one is always going to be vanilla.
Yep, the setup remains the same.
Looks like he is going north as well, so he's going to go find Ganon himself.
Except Ganon's not going to die to a signpost. Now that would be insane to see if Fire Rod could do that to Ganon. That would be insane, and I'd probably love it. It would be like using Boomerang to kill the final phase of the final boss of Link's Awakening.
That is an interesting fact that I did not know.
And Sanctuary gave us a small key to somewhere.
I'm sure we'll find that soon enough.
Meanwhile, Mark has found a small key to Turtle Rock and a piece of heart in the woods. Furaime finds a GT small key.
Yeah, so it looks like Sanctuary is currently moved to the Lost Woods, not that far from Vanilla. All the drop downs are randomized, so yeah, the Lost Woods in this case leads to Sanctuary, but there are still other drop downs to find.
And that was the Bonk Rocks location that Furaime found.
Lumberjack's the Well.
Ooh, if
That
the
one's a little scary.
Yeah, it is, because if the drop down isn't nearby, as Furaime has found the Pyramid Fairy and cleaned it out like that.
Yeah, there's what, 4 items in the well, and if any of them is required, that means that you have to beat Aghanim to get 5 items. My mistake. I always forget that one bomb.
We found Turtle Rock. It's in Kakariko Village at the sick kid's house. We're not going to be able to do anything with that for a while, though. We're lacking a certain cane. If Mark's found a dark room.
It looks like he's just leaving it. The lamp is kind of necessary because you don't really know what dark room you're in, and there's a whole bunch extra ones that you wouldn't normally see.
And the secret passageway to Hyrule Castle is now accounted for. We get a power glove.
Good item to find.
And a small key to Hyrule Castle. And that's the front of the bar. And the chess game's prize is a vanilla piece of heart.
So far, Kakariko Village doesn't have a lot of dungeons in it. Oh, we do have a bombable hut hiding there. But we do have the entrance to Turtle Rock, so that's good to know. But of course, we don't know if Turtle Rock is going to be a required dungeon yet.
And that appears to be the exit from the usual Houlihan Ferry spot. And you're buying a key to Turtle Rock today, apparently. Oh, that's one end of Bumper Cave.
That is a connector, and it might be necessary, so we don't know if we need the cape yet or not.
That's the Dark World version of Sahasrah's hut, which isn't going to have anything. And now we know where to bring the lumberjack to.
It just wanted a home expansion, and moved a little north.
More like a business expansion, but that works too. And that's another dark room. Mark's like, is he or isn't he? First no, then I think he's actually, nope, he's not giving it a shot.
I believe they were just checking to see if it was the Old Man Cave. So the entrance to the Old Man Cave could be almost anywhere, but the exit will always spit you out on Death Mountain so you can return him home.
No, Mark's found where the sanctuary spits him out, so he's just gonna open the chest. And that key is an Ice Palace small key.
And he's probably going to drop down to see the back of Escape.
Yep, this is good for him because that's 3 items right here. And if the lamp is, or fire rod to some degree is one of them, he could go to the Dark Cross. And we got a Cane of Samaria as well as a key to Skull Woods.
Cane is nice because that is actually the first weapon they found.
Not to mention, you have 1 check in Turtle Rock open to you right now. And with it being in the village, I say why not?
Yeah, actually that 1 check would be in Logic now, so there could be some progression on it. The logic for Crossworld is definitely unique.
Yep, that's for sure. And Mark's about to grab from Bonk Rock's just couch cash.
Zetar Wars, it is not the best weapon, but it is a weapon. You can get it in standard mode. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's the case for that. And it's also better for standard opening than, say, having to do Bomberman strats, because those blocks can take hits 5 times before they vanish. So safe to say, quite effective against taking out guards and dealing with things such as, well, you just pick it up and throw it 4 times and you can explode it before it takes a 5th hit, and you got a nice projectile.
Yeah. So because Marcnificent has the gloves, he can check out to see where Death Mountain entrance is. Paradox Cave. The top of Paradox Cave, that is a really great place.
That ain't bad. Although, he's gotta be careful because those mini Moldworms do 1 heart of damage per hit, and at 3, we're basically... Oh no, he can't bomb jump, but that's okay.
There's 2 hearts in this room, so he can heal back up.
$320. Also, the great part about Paradox Cave is you've got a couple of different exits you can utilize here. Well-timed Sanctuary Heart. Might want to try Cane of Samaria here, but that's just...
Yeah, he may have forgotten that he has the Cane of Samaria.
Half Magic and Bombos medallions. Those are very good pickups. I mean, you can't do anything with Bombos till you have a sword, but might as well hold on to it. Whoops, missed the bomb jumps. He's set up for it. And got it. Ice Rod Cave. Well, that's one way to get across Hyrule.
It's actually a pretty good place to be because there are 2 entrances.
I think something hit Mark in that dark room. Well, without lamp we can't tell, but that's what it looks like. And that's the bomb hut from the Dark World and the Ether Medallion. Nice find.
Yeah, getting 2 medallions is great. On the other hand, the Vanilla Turtle Rock and Mire entrances may not actually lead anywhere, so those medallions might not be useful.
That may be, but as weapons, there are certain situations they work well in, not just against Cold Stare for Bombos. Ether's great at clearing out Gibdo. Quake will clear out Pengators, and you don't get any extra animations after beating them, unlike Bombos.
That's very true, but we're going to need to find a sword before we can even use them.
Oh, ain't that the truth. And we found the back of Lumberjack Cave, and that is a compass on it. And that's going to be the other side of Magic Bat. Willahan set up.
So South Hyrule, there's that cave in the Light World that takes the place of Hype Cave, and there's the dam. So let's see what those have.
That's Tower of Hera. And we're going to be able to check at least 2 checks here. If we don't have to go to the basement, then we can get 4. However, the boss can't be beaten without having a weapon that can damage the boss, and in this case, it's either a sword or a hammer.
They also don't have the keys to Tower of Hera right now, so that's all we can get. You might have seen Marcnificient skip the hint tile. That's because in this version of the entrance randomizer, hint tiles have not been moved over yet, so we're going to be safely ignoring every single one.
So, no hints. I mean, I can see where hints could be very helpful, and some could actually be crafted specifically for entrance shuffle, but, well, give it time working on. I'm dead sure they're working on it. Ooh, we found the chicken hut. And a hook shot! Nice!
We have a connector at the dam, so let's see where the other end spits us out. Hype Cave.
Just the look on Link Sprite's face at this juncture, it looks completely derpy and it looks hilarious.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Dark World sprites.
I actually, this is my first time seeing it, and it's comical. It's a wizard, and it's just a save and quit out for Mark. With the look on his sprite's face, I don't blame him.
Okay, looks like we have we have the right side back here. We're catching up. We will have some lag time here getting everything back in order. So just bear.
Now, with the glove, Mark's gonna have a few different entrances to check out here near the desert. And there's the back of Skull Woods. You just need a sword as well as a fire rod to be able to finish this, but you have access to 1 check, so you might as well.
Yep, it is in logic. You have to.
And we get a shield.
And he's taking the death warp.
Yeah, it's the quickest way back, so why not? Next cave. The archery game. You want to grind rupees, that's the way to do it.
Right now, though, it doesn't look like rupees are too much of a problem, unless they need to go to Zora. But even then, they have a good amount.
Desert ledge holding a small key. Got a big one. The Ganon's Tower big key. We may need that, we may not, but that's a good thing to find.
If you can find Ganon's Tower, that is fantastic, because there are so many chests there.
And Furaime's found the mirror in the desert. That's already in logic.
Yeah, and that mirror is probably one of the best items in Entrance Shuffle to find. There are so many locations that you can get to with that mirror, especially if you get a Dark World connector. You can switch over to Light World and do even more checks.
Mark's found Mini Moldorm Cave. And we've got Furaime checking out what's available in Turtle Rock. That's where the hammer was, Mini Moldorm Cave, and on top of it, the Tower of Hera big key, so now Hera is completable.
Oh. That was a bow on the island.
Well, that makes flippers required. And we have found the Palace of Darkness, which Mark is... Nope, that's Eastern, excuse me. Their openings look too similar, where it's easy to get them crossed up, but that's Eastern. You're going to be able to get 4 or 5 in logic checks here, depending on whether they find the lamp or not. Next check. Another big 20.
It always feels good when you have the hookshot entering Eastern Palace. Like,
Looks like we're getting a look as to what is on the inside of Hyrule Castle, and with not 1 but 2 connecting doorways out of here, you could probably find yourself into a very interesting spot, depending on the door you take.
yeah, not to mention that there's a lot of chests to check as well.
Yeah, the first one only had 10 arrows. Well, speaking of the lamp, there it is in Eastern.
So that does put the big key chest in logic.
Yep, unfortunately not able to finish the dungeon because no big key and no bow. Looks like our stun prize tonight is a recovery heart.
Wow.
Fred! Thought that was supposed to be randomized, really. Now watch this be the flippers, which would be kind of funny. But nope, it's a piece of heart. And it's a death warp out for Mark.
Alright, Zelda's chest is just 20 rupees. Just some couch cash. Move on.
And there's a shop at Sahasrara's hut. Looks like Furaime's going for Dark Cross. While Eastern is...
Graveyard Ledge.
Yep, we are above the pose. Technically.
It's also a great spot to farm for bombs, in case you needed some.
True, 4 bombs per trip. There is one more cave, and it's by the number 5 warp point when you have the flute. And it's bombs in the back of Escape. And that's going to be a death warp. Taking that to get back and recover health.
Yeah, thank goodness he got those bombs so that he could kill himself.
And we have found Swamp Palace. Now, how is that going to work?
Well,
Unless the...
in this mode, all they have to do is find the dam entrance and drain the swamp once. It will remain that way for the rest of the game.
That's a nice quality of life improvement.
Yeah, otherwise, I can't imagine how that would work.
Knowing there's a cave there in the Dark World, you could probably have swamp there, as well as the swamp to drain right there on the other side. Well, just one way it could work logistically, as Mark is heading up here.
Yep, 3 more items, and potentially a crystal off of Moldorm. It's definitely worth it.
It's a 70% chance of it being a crystal. Oh, and the door Furaime came out of was the other end, was the entrance to Castle Tower, and that was a shocking exit.
What entrance was that led there?
I'm not sure, but what I do know is that Furaime's on Dark Death Mountain.
And they found another connector here.
Yep, as well as a good place for fairies. Mark getting a couple of recovery hearts to take on Moldorm. Swordless strats, this is going to be the hammer. And pops out at the end of Bumper Cave, which is a key to Misery Mire, but mirroring to get another entrance, and that is, well, a wizard's hut. Meanwhile, Mark has taken down Trolldorm. His prize is a red boomerang. So we know by that Furaime's also taken down Moldorm and got their first crystal. Now Furaime's doing the mini Moldorm, rather Paradox Cave checks.
And it looks like Mark is... Oh, no. I thought he was going to desert, but not.
Hyrule Castle time.
So you may have noticed just now that Furaime... I apologize, I will mess up
Furaime.
his name a few times. Yeah, Furaime, he just switched items without going to the start menu. Quick swap is enabled on cross-world shuffle, so they don't always have to go into their menu to change their items.
That's good to know. Oh, Furame is now on what we call Mimic Cave and Vanilla, and it's Sahasrah's hut. Green Pendant is not going to be known. He's not giving that hint in this mode.
No, he does. It's Eastern Palace. It's vanilla.
Oh, really? So Eastern's the Vanilla Green Pendant. So much for randomization. And Mark's taking the Death Warp.
That mirror proving really useful, being able to check all those locations and finding Mire.
Yep, it is Misery Mire, but without a hookshot, Furame's not going to be able to do anything with that. And that's the front of Desert, so now we know the connector there. That wouldn't surprise me if Mire were stacked, as Furaime is playing the door shuffle over in Death Mountain and now is about to get Agena Cave. And that's the Ice Palace Compass. In Key Sanity, it's worth noting that the maps will show you whether that dungeon is a pendant or a crystal, while the compass shows you how many checks you've made out of the possible maximum. And that's a big key in the Hammerpeg Cave, and that one is to Turtle Rock. Nice find. Furame is in Chicken Hut, no bird clips this time around.
Mark is going back to Paradox Cave. We know where 2 of the entrances lead, but we don't know where the 3rd one goes.
Think we're about to find out? No, not so fast.
With the lamp, Mark is going through that connector.
Well, now we know. We're gonna get some checks in here.
Yeah, we've got the big key, so while we can't get the 2 items on the right here, can go a little further in. Oof. Yeah, this Turtle Rock is very difficult without a sword or a fire rod or any real weapon. Oof, those chain chomps, they deal a ton of damage with the green mail. Just took another death there. But Mark is still sticking with it. There's still one chest right there that he can get. If he can kill the Pokey, he can get to another one as well. This is not actually swordless. They just haven't found one yet. There's the Moon Pearl. That is an excellent find for Mark. So yeah, now the Dark World is kind of open to him, and that's not a easy place to get to. It's definitely worth trying that a whole bunch of times. But hopefully they'll be making their way to Desert Palace and getting that mirror soon. Meanwhile, we're gonna see what Mire has in store now that we have the hook. A lot of items here. Could be a real treasure trove. Very nice cane stats in that room. And we found our first sword in Misery Mire. Won't be able to check the fire-locked chests, but there's still a few that we can get. Looks like Mark is taking the portal to the Dark World here. And we'll see what they find. They'll be able to access... Ooh! Actually, we just found the Titan's Mitts over in Mire too. Mire being stacked. Yes, the mirror was in the one chest in Desert Palace they can get. So, in Entrance Shuffle, Crossworld, Skull Woods, because it has so many drop downs, because there's so many drop downs, they'll all generally lead to other Skull Woods entrances. And Desert Palace is located at the race game and a few other locations. Ooh, we found Pod as well. Currently 0 keys to Pod though, so if this isn't a key, we're locked, and odds are not in their favor. So Mark finds that will always be a small key, so knew that wasn't going to be randomized, but still more items. And we have Laser Bridge here.
I don't know how Furaime is going to be able to do this without Cape. Hurricane of Burn.
A lot of deaths, I guess.
Yeah, that might be it, but now we know where that entrance is. The old man's home!
And yeah, so anyone who's trying to figure out who's ahead, we honestly can't tell right now. It's way too soon to guess. We have some advantages. Mark has the Moon Pearl, and Furaime has the... Oh, there's the Cape now. So he can do Laser Bridge. But he also has the Mirror, so it's really hard to tell. Doesn't look like Laser Bridge had much of anything, but can go back a little bit to see if there's any items in Turtle Rock. The going the backwards.
Might as well. I mean, you're already here, so you might as well check the whole place out.
So an interesting logic note is that either the Mirror Shield or the Cane of Burn is required for Laser Bridge to be in logic, because we found the Cape.
Yeah, so technically that Cape, I say this technically, the Cape was was not in logic. I don't think that really matters much to Furaime, to tell the truth.
Nah, I don't think it matters much to any of these runners.
The statue which houses Thieves Town is... Hell, it's an entrance to Desert Palace.
Yeah, it looks like it's the back of Desert Palace. So once we have the big key to Desert, we can go ahead and beat land mole.
Now we got the back of Spectacle Rock, and Mark is not even bothering to give it a look. Must have already made it. And Furaime is getting to the big key chest by just roasting the room alive with bombos. I love it. ₹20, but it was worth it.
Yeah, if Furaime does go all the way to the back to the chain jump room, they will get the moon pearl.
In terms of locations for the Moon Pearl, entrance can give you some really interesting and unique ones that you will not find in other logics. All I'm going to say about that is, ooh, that's nasty. Speaking of nasty, Mark found the B1 West Side exit for T-Rock, and walking into that room facing that eye laser, bad idea. You're going to get shot. There's the Thieves' Town map for Mark continuing to dig. And our red crystals are my supply is blocked until anybody else catch that? Now we know where Big Bob.
A little bit of lag spike, so we'll have to wait and see on that one.
And Mark walks right into the laser to take a death. You'd really have to have Mirror Shield or an activated Cape or King of Berna to avoid getting shot there. And hey, we found Castle Tower. We got one check here available. Not a bad idea to use bombos to roast these guards, although you can use Ether Medallion and then smack each one with a hammer to get a unique drop that way. What drops that way? Randomized. And it's a heart container.
Stumpy is giving the gift of a tree branch today, so there's a unique item out of the pool.
Yep, that is considered a unique item, as Mark has found Mimic Cave. And Mimic Cave today has a bee in a bottle.
That's our first bottle, but I don't think we know where Sick Kid is right now.
We do not. So as soon as we do, we have one more check open to us. That's a fairy fountain for Mark as Furaime turns in the old man and gets 3 bombs.
And a save point, but we don't know where that entrance will spit him out.
I thought he was going to head to Pyramid, but it looks like he's heading to where Vanilla Pod is. There are a few entrances he can check over here. And we found the potion shop. And what is Spike Cave this time around? It is Ice Rod Cave. Oh, there's Hookshot Cave. There's the Thieves' Town small key, so once you find Thieves' Town, well, Furaime is not going to need to look for the small key. And the flippers are in Hookshot Cave.
And
Plus,
there's the Mire big key. Also, the trackers have updated. It looks like the red crystals are pod and ice palette.
so one of them's vanilla, the other one isn't, and Mark just found another way into Hookshot Cave. The runners just did a high five. Mark's gonna get the same item. Now Furaime knows where Swamp Palace is. Mirror was the first chest in Desert. It has been in Logic this entire time. And I like this mirror play by Furaime to check Vanilla Sahasrara, but he was a couple pixels too high.
Gotta go get that monkey back.
Yep. This is going to be a 110 rupee entrance to open up. It could be worth it. It may not be. We shall. Oh, we found the waterfall fairy and the shovel, so we got a fetch quest on our hands. Mark's not too far behind in that regard. So Mark's about to get the shovel.
Yeah, soon we'll find out if that $110 shovel is worth it. Mark's checking out the bottle.
Yeah, I got rid of the good bee to do so. Will this be worth it? Nope. It was the exact same thing.
Well, now they know how to fill the room with bees.
Yep. It might as well add the B Torp was here stamp to it while you're at it.
We've got some excellent bee puns in chat right now.
Yep, definitely some good ones, and tipping my cap to that one.
The hobo will always be vanilla. It's not actually an entrance, so we'll see what he has for us today.
₹50. Yeah, Furaime's making the bow play. This would definitely be the time to get it with the flippers. Oh, hold it.
We don't actually know if they know the bow is there.
Yeah, Furaime may not know. I think Mark did see that.
Yeah, Mark saw it, but we don't know if Furaime did.
Yeah, I'm pretty... Yeah. Judging by Furaime's routing, I would say no, but I could be wrong. Mark's going to catfish, and we're about to see what entrance is above the pose. Nothing of importance with Mark getting catfished. So the way Mark is having to route this really emphasizes the importance of having the mirror, because with the mirror, your routing gets cleaned up so well compared to when you don't have it, because you're having to take extra time to go back to locations in both worlds without being able to just hit the mirror and go right back.
Yeah, honestly, if you're doing a cross-world shuffle, one of the items you most want to see in the game is the mirror, and you want to find that about as early as possible. Furaime is checking out the Dark World shopping mall, because there's 3 entrances. There's shops in the vanilla game.
And that's a Mire small key. Got a connector here. Where's it gonna lead? Not yet. We're about to find Mire Shed stuff, and that is... Ew, we got it the Desert Palace big key, so Furaime in better shape to deal with desert right now.
Except for the lacking of a fire source.
True. That's in Eastern. And Furaime is going to be pleasantly surprised to see that the bows on the island pick it up on the way.
And it looks like he's also going to check to see where ice... Nope, he's not. Ignore me.
Now he's heading for the whirlpool. And what's King Zora selling today? Keys, apparently. That's the Desert Palace small key. Nice.
I think
maybe that will lead Mark to desert.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good hint to me. It does look like Mark is heading in that direction. We'll see if he goes in.
But first, checking the dig spot. The lamp was in Eastern. An entrance where it is really close to where it would be in the vanilla game. And Mark digs up 3 bombs. I don't think Mark meant to step off the ledge there. That's just one of those things that happens, because he was trying to get into Desert Palace.
Going to go get his mirror first, and then get 2 more item checks.
Yep, he'll probably see this, and, well, he might not be too happy. Well, no reactionary stuff to getting the mirror there, but, well, I can see myself kicking myself in the rear, because that was in logic from literally the beginning. Ooh, nice. 300 rupees.
Yeah, at this point, they're more than set on rupees, so if they don't see another rupee this race, they'll be fine with it.
And Mark's calling it good for now. Back in Hyrule Castle, Furaime is about to get Zora scammed. Actually, not really, considering that's a key.
Yeah, we know that the key doesn't lead to anything important, but you still want that key because it's 2 items.
Yeah, for sure. It's just that the real scam was, well, finding that it was worthless. Yep, Mark walked into the library, popped out in Hyrule Castle. Welcome to Cross Keys, a cross-world key sanity involving entrance shuffle.
Also, for those of you who are just tuning in, we do know where Ganon is, and Ganon is hiding out where the uncle will normally.
That's pretty easy to access once you get the 7th crystal. We're probably not going to go into the pyramid hole because you have to clear Ganon's tower to open that up. And if that's not necessary, then we're not going to see it.
Yeah, I think at this point we found all the drop-down locations with items in it. Although we do know that the well is under Lumberjack Cave's location.
And Mark is now on Laser Bridge. I was about to say, he may have to take a death in order to get that, which is going to be the cape, and that's going to be rude.
He is going to be pleased once he gets that item, though.
And speaking of deaths, there's another one, this time shot from behind down the hole to run out his health.
Oh, and we found Blind's hut. That's the other side of the race game, and it has a sword already.
Nice. Got a Master Sword, 300 rupees, the Skullwood's Compass, and a shield. Plus 3 bombs. Furaime is claiming the map, going for intel. Skull Woods.
Sometimes you just gotta know. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of information as to what dungeons we actually need to.
Well, we already know we have to finish Pod and Ice. We already KO'd Hera.
Yeah, but we only know that the green pendants in Eastern. There's still 2 more pendants out there hiding, just waiting for.
Best places for a pendant to be in this type of mode, I want to say, in this situation, Swamp and, well, I'd say T-Rock because, well, that means you don't have to find the Ice Rod in all likelihood.
Yeah, I don't know if Swamp is that big a deal. They already know where the entrance to Swamp is, so once they can find the dam, they actually have everything they need to beat it. Oh no, they don't have the small key. Ignore me.
Yeah, if they do get in, then they'd only have access to the one check.
Yep. I keep forgetting this is cross-world key sanity, which is just an extra level above.
And here we go. What is the lumberjack making today?
And we'll find that out later.
And unfortunately, Mark's not going to be able to get that heart container just yet, as the guard got it.
That could have been a calculated play. He knew he only had one heart.
But these guards, they're tough enough to shake off the boomerang stun faster, but the hookshot stun still gets them all the same. I see hammer pads.
Yeah, the Titan's mitts were found in Mire, so Mark is gonna have to make his way there to find them. Also a sword as well.
And we get a purple chest, which still goes to the desert all the same.
Yeah, you can still fly with it, you can still save and quit with it, so getting it there isn't too hard.
Oh, there's Ganon's tower.
Yeah, and he's going for it. Might as well. There are a bunch of items he can access.
I believe he can access the entirety of the tower if he has the big key.
Well, he doesn't have the fire rod, so he'd have to sequence break that.
Alright. Well, we got Mark finding the wishing well, and he's buying capacity upgrades. They used to be in the item pool up to version 30. After that point, they removed theirs, so you had to buy them for 100 rupees each. I like this strategy by Furaime, just holding onto the wall while the cape's active, so you don't have to worry about nothing. Don't even lose magic, and that's a rupee horde. Meanwhile, Mark's in pod. There's the desert map. So now we know that Pod's on Death Mountain, with Titan's mitts making access easy. Yeah, if Mark had picked up Bo, he would have been able to do a little bit more in Pod while not being able to reach Helmasaur King without the big key. Still would have had more checks, more items.
Alright, 4 items in the rando room, and there's silvers.
A random map. Didn't get to see everything that was there, so we will find out in due time.
Yeah, and it looks like Furaime is gonna go all the way back to check the big chest.
Yeah, why not? Oh my, we have to dip Ganon's tower at least once. That is the Ice Palace big key. By logic. You can.
Yeah, by logic.
Yeah, there's that little caveat there by logic, because we can work around logic with Ice Palace Bomb Jump. However, as Furaime gets the Quake Medallion, if for some reason there's something we need in that big chest, then we have to have that key. Full stop.
Putting those silver arrows to quick and good use here. 3 more chests.
As Mark gets the bow, we have Swamp's map, a blue mail, and 20 rupees. Considering all Furaime did with GT, that was a heck of a stop, and Swamp Palace is going to be a blue pendant with crystals at Thieves Town, Turtle Rock, and Skull Woods.
Good stuff to know, and we're gonna have to hunt for that ice rod wherever it is. Looks like Mark is gonna finish off Eastern Palace while he's here.
Not a bad idea.
I don't know. Does he know where Sahasrara is? Because I know Furaime did fun.
I think he does, but I'm not sure. Either way, Green Pendant's something good to have just in case that Sahasrara has something you need.
Oh yeah, and we do know where Ice Palace is. It's right in the Dark Sanctuary.
Yep. The Dark Chapel, as it is dubbed in inverted.
No fire rod, but Bombos is good enough.
Absolutely, Bombos is good enough to get the job done, and in Swordless, there are pedestals you can stand on to use Bombos throughout the dungeon in order to actually be able to use the move. Otherwise, you can't do it. Oh, and here's an example of Quake KOing Pen Gators, as I described before. Really effective, as long as they're not jumping. And without silvers, this is just going to be a vanilla Armos fight for Mark. And that is the Thieves Town Compass plus the Green Pendant. First try. Piece of cake. Definitely a bomb jump worth learning, folks.
Yeah, if you only learn one bomb jump, learn the Ice Palace bomb jump.
And Furaime demonstrating for us that hook shot is a very viable weapon against pen gators.
So I'm looking at the trackers right now as we have red mail, but we don't know if Desert Palace or Misery Mire, one of them will be a pendant, one of them will be a crystal. We do have the Misery Mire big key, and that's fully completable right now.
Absolutely, and once we get all our ducks in a row, Desert's going to be completable for both runners, because right now, Furaime has the big key. Mark does not. And that's also true. Furaime does not have the lamp, has not gone to Eastern. Mark has the lamp. So really, our runners just need to complete the sets, and speaking of sets, Mark's about to find a good set of items here in Ganon's Tower.
So he does have a lamp. If he knows the sequence break, he can check right side.
How many folks know that sequence break, to be honest? Because that's not one that I'm familiar with, admittedly.
Yeah, it's one that you don't see come up that often. I mean, the only times it really can happen is if Turtle Rock and Skull Woods are both pendants.
Or in a situation like this where you're doing cross keys.
But even then, you have to keep in mind that it will be out of logic, anything you find there.
So you won't find Fire Rod there by that logic. As Furaime is taking on Cold Stare. Even with red mail, those cold stare hugs hurt, so be careful as one puff down, two puffs down, and all three puffs down. Great, map of Mire, and now we will get that information if we get the map screen up.
That was a very good Cold Stare fight with Master Sword and Hammer. Crazy Sunshine? Here, I got a few words. Moon Pearl in Turtle Rock.
And my response to that is, oh, that's nasty. And Furaime now has the T-Rock big key. Mark's got his silvers. Those other two chests we didn't see were the Ganon's Tower compass and a single rupee.
But I bet Mark will never say no to those silvers.
Most runners wouldn't. And we've got ourselves a relatively vanilla way into Skull Woods, even though that's the second part, still not randomized.
Yeah, because of the way the drop downs are randomized, Skull Woods is kind of all spread among itself.
Well, that makes sense. Also found a Mire small key. In the big key chest says Mark has the Ice Palace big key. We never did see what was in the Ice Palace big chest, though, so that could be a thing in itself.
Yeah, but Furaime did check it. More than likely. He did have the big key himself.
Hi, Bob.
Okay, according to our tracker, it looks like it may have been powder. I want to take a moment here to thank our tracker, R.D. Walsh, for keeping everything straight for us. There's enough insanity going on over here.
Most randomizer seeds are crazy enough as it is. This one has an extra dose of crazy and then some. See what Mark's doing. He's going to load up on fairies to get health, and he's hitting the mirror. Is he going up? No, we got you baited. Well, nobody's going up Ganon's tower just yet.
Well, we haven't seen all of Mire yet. We've only seen a few chests, but the chests we did see were pretty good. Titan's Mitts and a...
And for those in chat who are just coming in or might have missed it the first time around, Mire was located where?
I honestly lost track. This has been a crazy adventure.
It's all good with this type of rando. It is so easy to lose track of things. This is probably a mode that I don't play unless I got pen and paper right next to me, as Mark has entered Ice Palace at the Dark Chapel. Not feeling it yet, though.
I want to say that Mire is somewhere on Death Mountain, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Pod was also in Death Mountain too. Ah, that's why Mark hasn't gone there. He needs to get a sword. He has to find the Hype Cave. Well, not... Was it the Hype Cave, or... It's... No, he's got to find Mire's shed. As Furaime finds a green potion. Now, even though, despite not having a sword, it is still possible to do the Ganon's Tower climb. I've done it before in Swordless. I've seen it done before in Swordless. so I know it's definitely possible, is Furaime is going into pod.
So this is an entirely new check. We haven't seen Bowlock Pod yet.
Interesting. That's a blank for the cave. And the fairy's got puns for days, folks.
Yeah, Mark stopping in for a cup of tea before traveling on.
It's either to open up the Turtle Rock Cave, that's another entrance to check, but Mark's not doing that just yet.
Yeah, he does not have the
Hey, we
Titan's
found Sick
Mitts or the
Kid.
sword.
And the Sick Kid's giving out the bug net like it's the vanilla game. Hey, right next door, Thieves Town. How about that for convenience?
Don't have the big key to Thieves Town, but we can get 4 chests.
And now we've got dark rooms on Furaime's side. There's a pod small key in the front 4. And that's the real highlight of the front 4 of Thieves Town.
Yeah, I did not catch what the other item in there was. The first one was 10 arrows. And the Harmless Hellway just has a 20 rupee reward.
That's Harmless Hellway living up to its name in more ways than one. It is Mark's back in pod as well. And we got Furaime setting up for Hammer Yump.
That's a good one. Unfortunately, no big key to keep going to grab that chest, but there are 2 chests here in the Dark Maze. We'll see what those have. Ha!
Wow. Randomizer is being a troll with all these vanillas and French vanillas tonight.
Well, that's great to see, though, because they can finish pod off now.
True that, but
Oh,
the big
wait, they
difference
needed one more
is-
key, actually.
Yeah, Furaime does need another key. If Mark plays this right, I think he'll be okay. And an inadvertent press of the map button, I swear that happens to everybody who plays this random. Either that changes the pod key logic or Furaime's out of side of the key logic, technically.
I'm actually not sure where we are in regards to logic. I think we're fully in logic right now, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, at this point, it would be suffice to say that logic is merely a suggestion. Now, if Mark is able to know and execute Hammer Yump, he'll be able to skip a key and be able to finish the dungeon. And it was just 20 rupees in the dark basement.
He spends his key in the hellway, so we're not going to be finishing pod anytime soon. But it does look like we'll get the hammer yump.
Furaime just got the news about Sick Kid.
Oh, it looks like Furaime did just pick up a pod key somewhere, so he can complete it now. But I don't know if it's worth going all the way back in at this point.
And 50 rupees in the last Dark Maze chest that we did not see.
And
There's
yet another
another
pod
one.
key.
Yeah, that one was at the Spectacle Rock Cave.
So that puts us at 4 of the 6 pod keys. And it does look like he's making his way back over to pod, it looks like.
And Furaime got dead rocked.
So the question is starting to become, where are all of our rods hiding?
Yep. One of them or both of them might be in locations behind the flute. Still haven't seen that yet.
Mark upgraded his bees into fairies. I'm not sure if that's good or not.
Well, bees don't revive you when you die. They just go about their business. Fairies revive you.
I know, but still, I like the bees.
I hear you there, but for the bees, it's all about their beesness.
I'm not sure I should actually give that a response. Alright, looks like we're gonna see the end of pod. Mark going back to Ganon's tower. I think they're gonna make the climb.
Yep, Mark's going for the climb. I like this play because of all the items that are up top. I don't think we need the Agatu hole that's going to be at the top of the pyramid at this dungeon's completion, but you never know.
They do have the swag net if they want to finish that.
One of the benefits of having the bug net is that, well, you're able to block some shots.
This is a real gamble. I will admit, but there could be something worthwhile up here, and if there is, that puts Mark in a good.
But if there's nothing up here by that same coin, then that's time lost.
Yeah, that's what makes it a gamble. But it could pay off. So if he thinks he's behind, it's definitely worth a try.
As for swords, there are 2 unaccounted for.
Yeah, first one was in Misery Mire, and the second one was, I think it was Ice Palace, or was it? It was near Ice Palace.
I think I'll pose that one to chat to see what they can pick up for us for that.
Oh yeah, second one was in Blind's Hut, and Blind's Hut was on the race game. The left entrance to the race game.
Yeah, you actually have to mirror from the digging game to get to it. Now that's dirty. But also another reason why Mire's so darn good in this mode.
Yeah, chat notes that Mark actually turned off his silver arrow. Ooh.
It's okay, this is why he got the fairies.
Yeah, but if he had the bees, he would have an extra 100 rupees that he doesn't need.
Except you can't take the rupees with you when you die.
Well, if you save and quit, you can. Alright, we're getting close to those chests.
Just missed the one cycle in the second Wizrobe room while Furaime's taking on Helmasaur King. Now this room is gonna be tough without having the fire rod because you have to basically light all 4 torches. Uh-oh, that slip off hurts. He's just gonna reset the room. Got a small window of time. Does he make it? Get some extra magic. The greed might have cost him there, but no, it did not.
Yeah, that one was close, but it was very well done, especially without the fire rod or the boots. Alright, we found our first 2 chests.
That's the Skullwood's big key. That would be another dirty wrinkle if something happened to be in that chest. And Mark gets shot! And this is his last fairy. Just 3. Hey, we actually found the Swamp Palace small key in the Castle Tower dark chest.
Ooh, so now Swamp Palace, once they find the dam, is completable. But it is a pendant.
Even so, that's 10 checks total. That could be worth it. And down goes Trolldorm. Just for the Hera compass, and Mark is not done yet. He is finishing off the whole tower, going after Aghanim. He's probably taking a gamble on something. Now, there are 2 ways you can do Aghanim without a sword. One of them involves using the Swagnet. The other one involves using the hammer, and the hammer fight is very tricky because you do have to take into account not only the hammer's startup lag, but the awkward hitbox that it has.
Yeah, and as you can see, doing Aga without a sword is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not. It's one of the things that when I had a swordless race last tournament, I put a lot of practice in just to be sure I had an idea of how it would work. Not easy, I will say that much.
That might have been a double, but I think it was too quick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If that was too quick, then it only counts as 1 hit. 3 hearts. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's getting low on health and he doesn't have any more fairies.
That was definitely one. Those 2 shots arrived at pretty much the exact same moment.
Yeah, so he either needs 1 more shot or 2 more.
He was fortunate that that blue one did not hit him.
Oh, that was a double.
It was a double, and that turns out into a clutch finish. Holy smokes, Batman, that was a close one.
I know. Oh, I can't believe you pulled that one off.
Now I can unclench. Dropping right down the hole, Mark finds himself at the top of the well, but it's only 20 rupees. Oh man, if that had been a fire rod, that would have been massive.
Yeah, there's still the Skullwood's big chest, which might be something.
Speaking of something, Desert Palace compass in a chest requiring a specialist to unlock.
Yeah, and I don't know when we got this checked, but Desert Palace is the last pendant, so we're going to need to finish Mire as well.
And we will call that by process of elimination. Mark thinking about where to go here. Ducks into the library to go into Hyrule Castle. Let's see what exit he takes. Yeah, back in the era of the NES and SNES, a lot of sound samples got reused in a number of different games, and this was especially true in the arcade era.
Oh, somewhere Furaime found the boots.
We couldn't tell you where it was, but it is hoping to mark finding it soon so we can get that information along to you. While we got a quick moment, thanks to Speed Gaming Bot for dropping this, there's a Nintendo 64 marathon being hosted by Speed Gaming July 11th through 14th. Run submissions are open now, but there is a deadline of June 16th. And you can submit as many runs as you'd like for the N64 marathon.
Ooh, there's the flute.
That's definite progression because now you have the entrances in the Mire area, and speaking of, that's where Mark finds himself right now.
So I think he'll finally get his first sword at almost an hour and 47 minutes in.
Like one of my spring tournament races had a stupidly late sword where I was basically swordless for like 5 crystals. And Furaime's wasting little time to inspect what's in this area. Well, he's got the Book of Medora. Does he want to check Pedestal while he's at it?
I mean, honestly, there could be something on Pedestal.
Yeah, judging by what we're looking at, Pedestal could be in play for both rods. Either or.
Yeah.
I call it luck or lack thereof for swords, because hey, that's rando. The route you take, I don't care how good you are, the route you take has an element of luck to it. And that's K45 as Mark finds the Titan's Mix.
And the other Mire entrance leads to Spike Cave.
Ooh, Spike Cave. You're at half magic, you've got the cape. You might as well, because Randomizer sometimes throws our runners a curveball by placing something very trolly in here. The Thieves Town Big Key. Speaking of trolly. Actually, I'll rephrase that. That's not trolly, that's downright evil.
Yeah, I mean, that's a required big key. Oh, Mark is skipping that chest up there, which has a sword.
No, I think he's going for the map chest first, and it's just 20 rupees. He's gonna want that. He might want to reconsider that play. Good call. And some frustration slashes.
Yeah,
I like
1 hour, 49 minutes, and 10 seconds. He finally gets his first sword.
That is a frustrating, highly inexperienced, as Furaime is just a little bit short on magic to get in, well, rather open the Vanilla Mire entrance. See what it is. And while we don't know where the boots are, we do know is that they are 100% required for this seed.
So Mark is able to get a few more checks that Furaime was not able to because he has a fire source. We'll see what's behind the cutscene chest. The other firelock chest was just a piece of...
It is worth noting that the boots were needed to get the flute off the Desert Torch, which, as far as we know, is the only thing Desert Palace is needed for other than the mirror that was there, as Mark finds the Ice Palace map. And Furaime is going to finish out. He got the big key at a spike cave, which was in my area, so this is a very good well. Plus, there are puns to listen to from the boss, and that's always a good thing. That is correct. Flute's needed for Mire area due to Spike Cave being there, and that's where the Thieves' Town big key is. Said it once, I'll say it again. That's just evil.
Bottle
And
at the
another
top.
bee in a bottle. On Furaime's side. Well, that's the game plan for Mark. However, he's got to be careful because he's low on health. Does not want to take a hit from anything this boss offers. I mean, it's easy. I mean, Silver Arrows makes it a simple fight, but he just can't get hit in phase 1, and he'll be fine. Got
Very
the zero
clean.
cycle. Yeah, missed a few shots, but other than that, extremely clean. And Vitreous was generous enough to give an arrow refill.
It looks like the back of Thieves' Town, the maiden chest has the Tower of Hera small key, so that's another check. But again, Furaime does not have a fire source.
And there's Hera's map a little too late. I mean, right now, the longer Furaime holds out on going back into, going into Eastern to get the lamp, the better for Mark. Because if that fire rod happens to be locked in the basement of Hera, it's going to be some time before Furaime can get there. Two phases down. And that's that for blind. The small key with the last pod small key.
Mark is using that book to check the Bombos tablet.
Not a bad play. Ace of Heart, not needed. That's a good way to check and see if something's needed or not. Otherwise, with the Master Sword and above, you'd be getting that blind.
Now that Mark has his sword, he's going to the back of Skull Woods. Doesn't have the fire rod.
I wonder if this is... No, I'm just thinking out loud here, but is this even possible?
I'm not
Like a
100%
sequence
sure.
break? And
Oh,
Furaime found
he's
the
bomb
big
jumping.
chest. Not a bad strategy. And he missed it by that much. I saw what he was trying for, but he was just a wee bit off.
We're seeing some really interesting tech from both runners today, just because of where that fire rod is. We don't. One thing we can safely say is that the fire rod will not be on Mothula.
Yeah, this isn't no logic, which could mandate that bomb jump for all we know. Now, how evil would it be if the big bomb was hiding the swamp? That would just be obnoxiously gross and rude. Now, Mark's waiting there for a reason, because in 1.0, Link's hitbox stays in the hole through that whole animation. So as a result, you can actually get grabbed out of that hole by a Wallmaster. I've seen it eliminate a number of good runners from tournaments, so it's something to be leery about. Mark getting an awful pattern from Mothula. Like, this pattern is just not giving him any chance to smack him with a hammer. Yep, there we go.
Oh my, Hype Cave is hiding behind the Pyramid Fairy.
A more fortified Hype Cave. Was there a reason for that? Well, there's the other Castle Tower small key, a Skullwood small key, and a piece of... Well, we might be at that point where that Castle Tower key gets us to where we need to go, so that might actually be required.
Yeah, well, because remember, the well is under the Lumberjack tree, so if you beat Aghanim, you get access to 5 items.
A tree hiding a well? Well. As Furaime has entered Eastern, this is going to be extremely good for him, as he will find the lamp, putting him back into logic.
Yeah, and he'll be able to do Aghanim at that point. We still do not know where the boots were, but they're somewhere out there.
We saw this earlier. It was a key to Mire, which for Mark is just junk because he's already finished the dungeon. Will this take Mark to where he needs to go? I am not sure.
Looks like he's checking the last location first, just to see where it goes. There's the Mire shed, so I believe this is going to give him another sword. No, it's in Blind's hut. Never mind.
No, but he got the Desert Palace big key.
He does have a fire source, and he does know where the back of desert is, so he could get that finished.
Yep, so that'd be one more check. Now where's this spit him out?
Speaking of desert.
Oh, game, you and your trolly shenanigans sometimes. The ledge, well, we call that the desert escape hatch. Well, at least I call it the desert escape hatch, because that's all you can do from it. Exit. And Furaime finds one of our vanillas from this seed. fact, that big key might have been what kept him from going into Eastern for as long as he did, which you can't fault him for at all. It's just a case of the randomizer pulling a sneaky troll move.
Yeah, especially it being green pendant. It's one of those places that you'd rather avoid if you can. Yes, we have found where Sahasrahla is. He is... I cannot remember, but he is somewhere. They do know where.
And down goes the Armos. And Mark has found the race game, but more importantly, he has found Blind's hideout. He will get the Titan mix here. Not to mention the Master Sword. And a Riot Shield. And bombs. Oh wait, Titan mitts weren't here. Do you? Oh, this logic has turned my brain sideways.
Yeah. Right now we got Furaime. He's gonna, now that he finally has a fire source, he can start doing things like Skull Wolf.
And he got grabbed. Uses ether to clear out the Gibdo. Nice.
I did not know you could do that bomb jump. It is definitely interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. Not something I would have thought of doing in this situation, because I'd still be looking for the fire up. Yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking of to bring up a point in chat, is that's a hole that can also be hovered.
I do not know. Can either runner hover?
That I'm not sure of. But what I am sure of is that Mothula's been hammered on Furaime's side.
That is Furaime's 5th crystal. They still need to find the Fire Rod and Ice Rod, though, before they can finish off Turtle Rock.
At this point, I'm finishing Desert, finding where the Swamp Dam is, and, well, I'm going into Swamp, but that's just me, because right now this has the look and the feel of a possible pedestal seed, which is wide open and in play.
Yeah.
It could also be an AGA 1 seed.
Yeah. Looking at the Smiths actually had the first Castle Tower keys, so that's where Furaime found it. And it looks like Mark is going back to Ice Palace now that he has a sword.
He's not going to find what he's looking for here, but he will take out a boss and get one of the red crystals that he definitely needs to finish this.
Well, okay, it's not definite yet, because we don't know if AGA 1 is required, but it could be. It's very likely at this point.
Yeah, at this point, the probability... The green pendant's required, because, as Dr. Bob Tastic would say... well, to paraphrase, rather, there's the godforsaken Ice Rod.
Yeah. Now, luckily, Mark does have the green pendant, so he'll be able to get that when he takes the trip in, but to Sahasrara. But all right, that's one piece of.
It's half the puzzle. Right
it's
now,
actually.
yeah.
That's. I think we might need another Turtle Rock key out of both Mark and Furaime. But if they find the Fire Rod, Furaime's in go mode.
Yeah, it's Furaime trying to hover to get over there, but no luck whatsoever. Gonna have to reset the room. Because right now there's so many places the fire rod could be. It could be on the land molas themselves. It could be fire-locked in Hera. There's just so many spots. It could be down the well. It could be on the pedestal. We just don't know. It's a wild goose chase to find that one item.
Yeah.
We do know where it can't be, and that's on Trinex.
Yeah, but that's really, at this point, the only location that I do not think it can be on.
True, because right now, everything else between, other than Trinex and right side Ganon's tower, past the tile room, are wide open.
Yeah, and they've already checked, and the other place it couldn't be locked, couldn't be is Skull Woods on Mothula, and they've already checked that.
With that being said, the last Skull Woods entrance is not open yet, so not able to check there. And if it happens to be there because that, well, let's just say it couldn't be there if that turned out to be the dam, which I think it is, so that would take both Swamp and Pedestal out of play.
This is Cross-World Key Sanity. For those asking in chat.
Furaime's still having trouble with the big chest room. That was just a blue rupee in the Ice Palace big chest, nothing important. And now here comes Mark's cold stare fight.
At this point, he has red mail, a bunch of hearts, half magic, and a fairy, so it should be okay. Great job keeping him in the corner there.
He's just teeing off on him. Switching to hammer strats for this phase. Two down. And that's three.
Is Mark making the play? Is he going to check pedestal, or is he going to check Skull Woods, or both?
Could be both at this point, for all we know.
Yeah, because we know that he has the big key to Skull Woods, which was found at the top of Ganon's tower.
You
And
got
if that's the fire rod,
art container. Furaime's going Aga. Which, at this point, with our runners running out of options, is a good play.
Mark is trying to find where the big chest entrance is, or he could just bomb jump now.
Yeah, this is a 2-pixel bomb jump with the boots. It would be a 6.
Just 10
10
arrows. So that climb up Ganon's tower was not worth it, unfortunately.
Well, them's the breaks. And we might as well see what the pedestal is. Which, for some reason, if this entrance is what I think it is, then Ped's dead. Because that might be the Swamp Palace Dam.
Yeah, it could be. Yep, Ped's dead.
Yep, Ped's truly dead this time.
Well, honestly, they want that entrance to be the dam, because then they don't have to worry about it being in Swamp Palace at all.
Yeah, that would completely eliminate it in its entirety. And the guard decided to poke Furaime. Furaime's like, poke me? Bump. Off you go. Really nice item dash there.
How many blue balls do you think we're going to get this time?
I always say 0. I'm sticking with it.
I'm going to go with 4.
Oh, I'm out. Might as well root for 15 now. Oh, that ain't happening either. Furaime's halfway.
That we're up to 3 so far.
Or... Five. And it was 5.
Average amount of blue balls. But the important thing is that now we can see what's in the well, finally. Yes, congrats to Surger 132. You win nothing. Sorry.
Well, either way, now we're about to see what is down the well. There it is! It's AGA required as Furaime has hit go mode at 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 58 seconds. Mark's going to be checking the magic bat, but it is not what he needs to finish the seed. But it is the boots, so I stand corrected.
Yep, definitely required. But now we know where those boots were hiding this whole time.
Yep, the hype cave really was hype as it set us up to finish off at AGA 1. And he's good on keys.
Yeah, he's just gonna go and finish his seed off right now.
Yep, for him, Trinex will be the penultimate boss, and then it'll be time to go for some bacon.
Yep, and they already know where that is. It turns out that our uncle was Ganon the whole time. This could have been really short.
Well, I feel like if Link were named Austin in either of these files, you could have the perfect setup for a WWE meme where you got a screaming Vince McMahon saying, "It's me, Austin! It was me all along!" Oh, Mark is picking up a key here. What he does not know, because our runners only can see the IRC, he doesn't know that his opponent is finishing off and has finished Turtle Rock and is about to be on his way to fight a pig.
So we don't have a great sword for it, but we do have silver arrows, so we've got some spins, then some silver.
Thankfully, it's not Silverless Master Sword, as that is the worst boss fight in the game. And while we're at it, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon! It'll take 12 spins per phase, plus 1 spin per stomp in phase 3. Mark's got the flute now.
So yeah, Mark is almost got all the pieces of the puzzle.
Yep, he's closing in. as Furaime is in Phase 2. Not a good setup in a standpoint of getting a lot of hits, but it's still very... Wait a sec, he's setting up for the Samaria spin trick that I've seen some runners do in this situation. Really nifty. And you're able to get 2 hits per spin with that block behind Link. And speaking of setups, here's best setup, God Corner. Except no substitutes, as that is the the best God Corner. There's a semi-God Corner and a true one, and that's the true one. Yep, the silver arrows we picked out of your tower to stick you with them.
Almost a triple there.
But he's finished him off as Mark is opening up the Vanilla Mire entrance. It matters not, because we've got bacon! Get your GGs in chat for our winner, Furaime, who picks up the win for his team.
Yeah, finishing with a SRL time of 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 28 seconds. Meanwhile, we have Mark. He is making his way through Spike Cave to get the Thieves Town big key, which will lead to... Oh boy, I can't even remember the chain.
This key will give him what he needs to finish the rest of the seed.
Yeah,
I remember that. You'll have to bear with us, folks, because Cross Keys is a mind warp. Ooh, he's doing a spin speed to get out of Spike Cave quick. Nice. I like that movement tech. I'm gonna have to remember that.
Yeah, that was a really nice move there. But I don't think Thieves Town led to anything in particular, but it is a crystal, so they needed that to finish it. What I do remember is the red bomb led to the second Aga key, and Aga led to the well, which led to the fire rod.
And that was go mode. So the move here would be, while Thieves Town is great and all, you actually need to go into pod. Just saying.
And then he also needs to talk to Sahasrara for the ice rod.
Yep. I mean, this is a nice twist, as it is remnant, as entrance is similar to how Zelda 1 randos played nowadays. But let's just say you add key sanity to that, and it's a case of double insanity.
It looks like Mark might have an idea where Sahasrara was, so if he is making his way over there... Oh, Pod is also in the same general area too, so this is convenient.
Yep, entrance can give and take away. Sometimes it gives you convenience, and with this being close to pod, this is a pretty convenient 1-2 punch right here.
So while Mark is doing all his checks right now, I'd like to say, make sure you all follow the runners. They've put on a great show for us tonight. This has been a mode that is very, very difficult, very, very exhausting, and they've done a fantastic job.
That they have. Honestly, before seeing this, I thought Key Sanity was exhausting. You add entrance to that mix? Oh boy, that's even more. There's another bottle for Mark.
Also, a special thank you to RD Walsh for keeping everything tracked for us, including some of the locations, because at 2 hours and 30 minutes in, everyone's brain has turned to mush.
Oh, I believe it. I would say, to respond to a comment in chat, I would call it hard level Sudoku hard. But that's just me.
There is also an insanity mode for entrance shuffle, which is even more involved. You can enter and exit and then enter and find a different spot.
Yeah, it's basically similar to Super Metroid Door Randomizer if you're looking for a comparison.
So yes, this entire week is Crossworld Key Sanity. We still got quite a few races coming up this week, and it's going to be exciting. Just every single one of these races has been fantastic. I've watched a bunch of them, and this one is no exception, with an AGA requirement. Great blind fight.
Yep, got it done. Fill-up time's good. Well, considering how long the fill-up is, we're looking at about, I'd say, a 5-second fill-up. Thereabouts, give or take.
Blind has a lot of love to give.
Yeah, more like 3.
So given what we know, I bet the remaining swords are probably in Swamp Palace.
That would be my guess, which, if you ask me, is a very dirty move to pull.
Actually, I think that might be the only place for it to be.
And my guess is you would have to burn away the entrance to the final area of Vanilla Skull Woods. That's the only other place it can be.
Yeah. I guess it could also be in the under the lake as well. There could be a sword upgrade, because opening the dam opens that as well.
Yeah, so it could be one of 2 places for it, but neither of them are pleasant, and they're quite out of the way. Good point by our tracker. Dam could also be in vanilla GT requiring all 7 crystals due to Swamp being a pendant, so there's another obscure possibility for it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
A very good turtle party for Mark. Shut him down real quick. Down goes the Helmosaur King.
Just one more crystal to go, and shortly, Mark will have everything he needs.
Yep, won't be long now. Except, is that the way to Sahasrara? I'm not sure. Oh wait, never been here.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that Sahasrara is on East Death Mountain.
So he just fluted away from him. That's not...
He may not have found him yet. You know, I never really realized how many great fairies they were in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Thank you, Artie Walsh, saying that it's on the Turtle Rock Ledge.
Taking the Super Bunny Cave route, I see.
Do you remember where the Big Bomb shop was?
It was somewhere obscure, I remember that much. But there are a number of obscure locations in this type of seed.
Oh, Mark is giving us a new check here because we haven't seen what the Firelocked item in Tower of Hero.
What do we have here? Could be a sword. No, it is a small key to Turtle Rock. And courtesy of Furaime, we know that it is the bottom exit of Paradox Cave by way of chat. Oh no, actually that's the big bomb.
Yeah, and he sees it, but he passes it by.
And he finds the same heart container that Furaime found in that spot.
Okay, it looks like he was just gathering that up before going down to the bomb.
Yeah, he was gathering that up before making the castle tower climb.
Ah, but he doesn't have that second key.
Well, that Swamp Palace key is junk because we know where the Swamp Palace entrance is, and we also know that it's a big old blank.
Thank goodness, though. If Swamp Palace was accessible, that would really be tough. Okay, so Mark will be getting his second castle tower key, and then he can finish off Aghanim for the fire rod.
Yep, one of the folks we need to find is Sahasrara, and a lot of folks don't know how to spell it, so they've come up with some weird, interesting nicknames. Like, that's one of them. I've heard Shalama Lama Ding Dong. Shoutouts to an old baseball themed commercial. Just to name a couple.
Yeah, the randomizer itself gives him a few names as well. Sassy Ralph.
One name I'd like to see, Salta Lamachia. There's a former Major League catcher with that last name. And it is the longest last name I have seen on a baseball uniform in my lifetime.
Looks like Mark is going to Aghanim's tower. Or at least in the general vicinity. Maybe not, actually.
Love the item dash strats. We do know that because the RNG is set in stone when the seed is generated, that he's going to be facing a 5 blue ball barrage. But one of the guards rams him off. As he's going up the tower, let's have a look at the schedule for late night and to tomorrow. On Speed Gaming 3 in progress through at least 12:30 as it's scheduled. Another league match featuring Team Spherefinity and Team 4K Fourth and Forehead on Speed Gaming Main, Zelda 1 Rando, as that's an all boards, no swords matchup. Then things pick up again bright and early at 8 a.m. Super Metroid Prodigy Tournament on Main. Ultimate Decathlon is also on Speed Gaming Main 2. Everything else, Super Metroid Prodigy Tournament, link to the past daily races and league, as well as Final Fantasy 1 Rando action, plus Zelda 1 Metroid 1 Rando, all going to be on channels that are to be determined. So stay tuned because they've got a packed schedule for tomorrow.
Yeah, especially if you like random items.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Also, the Zelda 1 Rando seeds can be quick, but they can also run long depending on how trolly those seeds are. Because if you've got something required behind blue dark nuts and you have to use bombs, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Alright, we've got 2 of our 5 prophesized blue balls, so we are going to have a few more rounds of this.
This will lead to the fire rod in the well. He still has to get the ice rod, and Sahasrahla has it.
Luckily, he has the Turtle Rock big and small keys that he needs, and he knows where Laser Bridge is, so it's just a quick dip into Turtle Rock, and then a quick dip down to his uncle once he has that.
Down goes Aghanim! And for Mark, it means Aghanim is down permanently. He's going right for Lumberjack. He's on the right track.
Yep. And we all have to keep in mind that we did not know this was an AGA required seed until about 2 hours into it.
Not the first time I've seen an AGA required seed in this manner, utilizing the well at this location. I think the last one I saw had the Moon Pearl here. And that was also cross-world key sanity, so yeah. Logic's playing some dirty tricks this. And he did get the mushroom, but it's not for his consumption.
Well, given that he doesn't have the ice rod and hasn't checked Sahasrahla, I think he's probably just going to turn it in. Maybe it's a sword.
I don't think it is, but we shall see. Depends on where the witch's hut was.
If I remember correctly, it's over by the pod entrance. I think the hammer pegs over there.
I don't think hammer pegs were by pod, but what I do know is Mark is going for right side Ganon's tower. This could easily be one of the swords. Oh, there's Big Key Swamp Palace, and now we know it's really not required. As well as the last Turtle Rock Small Key.
Yeah, at this point, I think the only place for swords to be is in Swamp Palace.
Oh, game, that is just evil. Unless there's a sword stuck in the landmula. You might be here thinking it's Ice Rod, but that is not the case this time. This is the first two Ooh, misses with all three. It's two on the next round, now just one left. Got him. And it was Lord Banana. All hail, even though it's not needed. I'm not sure where Mark's going at this juncture. He's running over towards Pod. And it was the Tempered Sword. That's where one of the swords were. The other one was buried deep in swamp somewhere.
Yep. Probably along with a can of Burna as well. Alright, Mark is going back up to Death Mountain. I think he might be going to check Sahasrara right now.
Looks like he's opening the Turtle Rock teleporter.
I don't know if we had this one checked. This could be the dam too.
Yeah, I don't remember this being checked at all. No, just a dead end. He's fluting away?
I think he's checking the Skull Woods. Or not.
No, he's entering the top of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, there's apparently 2 items that he's... Oh, the fire rod locked items in Turtle Rock.
Well, one of them could be the Butter Sword, which means Swamp Palace would have been a complete and total dud. Piece of heart, 10 arrows. Yeah, now he's going to check the back of Skull Woods. Not sure where he's going up now. He's picked a spot. The way is open, and this as... No, that's the library. Huh. That means
Okay.
Dam really was up Ganon's tower.
Well, that is good news for Mark, because that means he physically can't get there.
Which means not only is Swamp Palace there, Pendant, yeah, Pedestal, we knew it was dead, now it's really dead.
So he knows where Swamp Palace is. He knows he can't get into it. I do not know if he knows where Sahasrara is. Or if he does, he might have forgotten he has that green pendant.
Or he just flat out forgot where he was altogether, which would... Well, he might be thinking over where to go from this point. Does not help to have those red guards aggroing right onto you as you pop onto a screen. A challenge that you face in the Light World Overworld after defeating Aghanim the first time around. Yeah, the dam's in the GT slot. It's the only thing we didn't see, so we can deduce that by process of elimination.
So, I do have some news. It looks like we just received word that Mark did forfeit from the.
Well, I can't blame him. He probably lost track of where it was and decided enough's enough of this.
Yeah, this is a very difficult, very long seed. Definitely give your GGs to Mark. He has performed amazingly, and sometimes these things happen. This will get to anyone.
Yeah, this could definitely happen to any runner on any seed, especially with this particular difficulty where you've got key sanity on top of entrance shuffle over a crossroads setting. This was hard. This was confusing to follow along. I can imagine playing these being even more so confusing. We are joined in chat now by Marcnificient. GG.
Thank you. Yeah.
This looked to be very confusing, not to mention brutal. Especially because you had all the pieces together. That one thing you missing turned out to be Sahasrara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really... I think everything traced back to the mirror in Desert for me. That was a wide open check that I waited for a while to get, and the mirror led to that first sword. What would have been the first that would have been the first sword, that I needed to get into Ice Palace. That had the powder that led to the boots, and at least if I had that early mirror, I also would have been able to check that bottom of Paradox Cave, because I don't check that bottom location until I have a mirror. So it was just, I could have gone there with the mirror right in the beginning. So I think it really was all about the mirror for me in this seed, unfortunately.
Yeah, that mirror was a little bit trolly, being all the way in kind of an out of the way spot at Desert Palace. But you did get that early lamp, and you had the lamp for a lot longer than Furaime. So that definitely gave you an advantage. You were able to get through a lot more dark rooms.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't really feel that terribly about the seed, but I feel like, boots could have been gotten a lot earlier, had I gotten the sword, the mirror that led to the sword, that led to Ice Palace, that led to the powder, that led to the boots. So that's where I started to feel behind. I was like, okay, I routed this pretty well, but I was walking all of this, and I did Ganon's Tower without a sword, and yeah, so everything didn't feel that good all the way up until that point, and even even the Sahasrara in the Paradox Cave, I had actually marked off that place in my tracker, so I didn't even think to go back there. I forgot where it was, actually. So that was I was running out of numbers for connectors, so I totally forgot where it was. So that was probably my biggest mistake too.
Well,
I just want to say something you could do going forward is go hexadecimal and use letters on top of numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an idea.
Yeah, the problem with the tracker I'm using, there's only 5 numbers, and I don't think I can input any letters or numbers. It's actually a clicky thing. There's a menu where you click these places on the map. So I probably have to come up with another strategy for that. That had always been a problem of mine in the past. Wish there were more buttons for connectors, indicators at least. So yeah, that was probably a big mistake on my part for sure.
Well, honestly, I don't think you should sell yourself short here. I think you did a really great job, and you did take a couple of really good gambles. I think there was every chance that Ganon's tower was the key to the fire rod, and if you were right there, I think that would have been huge. So I really like that play.
Did
So
he?
did I, especially without a sword.
Yeah, that was. I was really. I was scared. I had one heart left on Aga 2 and no fairies, and I was like, well, do or die. I gotta do it right now and try to stay alive. Did he do Ganon's Tower? Did Furaime do Ganon's Tower?
He did do it, but never the right side. Never went up to the top.
Okay. Yeah, I was really hoping that something was up there, because when it didn't amount to any, I don't think it amounted to anything. There's 4 chests up there, and even the thief, the village thief, which I knew was at Ganon's Tower or the pyramid inside the pyramid. Yeah, when that led to nothing, I was like, well, yeah, that's not good for me. So yeah, I felt a little behind there as well.
Well, you definitely made the gambles. They just did not work out this time around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, along with forgetting a location, but I don't think it mattered at that point. I think once I had found the flute and gotten into the Mire area, it was already over. So it was just like, even if I had remembered the Paradox location, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway, because I was still looking for Castle Tower small keys that led to a fire rod that led to other things. Yeah, it was deep. I'd say this seed was pretty deep, and the one, obviously the one mistake, a couple mistakes cost me for sure.
Hey, don't worry about forgotten locations, because they've happened to all of us. I know it's happened to me a couple times. You just have to bounce back, shake it off next time.
Absolutely. I did just start running these cross keys about a couple weeks ago. I knew it was coming, so I was like, all right, well, let's try to grind this, figure this out, and I was, obviously I've been learning new things every time. This is obviously one of those things, a learning lesson for sure. So next time, I'll won't forget so and so. This case, Paradox Cave bottom, which I totally knew about, and yeah. Other than that, I was feeling pretty good about everything, routing wise and stuff like that. I can't be too upset about that. Skullwoods without the fire rod, or Mothula without the fire rod, that was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. We didn't know you could do that bomb jump or get over that ledge with just a lamp, so we were both impressed.
Yeah, it's a nice way to just to get the boss done and not have to come back there if you have the lamp. You can just go ahead and finish that. But yeah, I think I feel like I had checked everything up to the point where I forfeited. So obviously, I think I didn't check Swamp Palace, and I assumed the dam was like on Ganon's Tower or something like that, or the.
Yeah, I think the only place it could be right now is Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that's what I figure. I was thinking maybe the ice rod's in there, and I was like, did I even see the dam? And I didn't even remember it, and I was like, I went over there, and it was like not flooded, and I was like, okay, well that's it. That's all that I have open to me right now, and I was like, I can't even begin to think where I missed now. So, yeah, GG.
Yeah, we narrowed it down to Ganon's Tower being the dam by process of elimination. So on the plus side, Swamp Palace wasn't required.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that is a huge plus. I mean, Swamp Palace is boring. But yeah, GG Furaime. It it was a seed. I wouldn't say it was fun, but it was a seed.
Yeah, GG. So right now, yeah, actually, I see you did find the ice rod, and we're looking at you doing Trinex right now on the screen.
Yeah, this was after I was talking with Furaime in the chat. I was like, okay, where is it? Like I'm stumped. I'm all out of locations right now, and then he was telling me it was on Saha. I was like, man, I didn't even find Saha. I don't even know where that is. And he was telling me Mimic Cave, and I was like, wow, I was trying to look for that connector forever, and I was like, and he told me it was like Paradox Cave at the bottom, and I was like, oh man, now I had to like figure out where Paradox Cave was, and then I remembered it, and I decided to at least beat Ganon. I'd gone this far. When you go 3 hours into a seed, you just you feel like you gotta finish it, no matter what happened. But yeah, that's it. It's unfortunate. I think I'm looking at the restream right now. I just go straight to Ganon, and that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, again, GG. I'm sure you could use a little bit of a break, but I'm sure in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're gonna be right back at it. Cross keys again. Maybe insane mode this time.
Cross keys salty run back. I don't know. I think I might take a break. I actually have just been playing cross keys every single day for like the last couple weeks just to prepare for today's match. So I might do something else completely, irrelevant to Zelda. It's a lot of 3-hour runs to be running, every single day. So I might just take a break from Zelda for a little bit. Maybe stream a little music. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's understandable. You gotta take breaks sometime to keep yourself fresh.
Like I know, like I guess next week, the last week is standard, and I haven't played standard in a while, so I don't even know if I'm like, I need to get back to practicing that, because every time I watch standard or open nowadays, I always expect text boxes to come after keys and all this other stuff. Like, so I'm just so all out of sorts right now. So I think maybe a break and then getting back to, running opens and standards for the last week is a good idea.
Yeah. Next week is standard, Ganon, normal, randomized sword.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty excited for that one.
Which after this week is probably just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's nice to come back to square one. I think it was our week one mode. I did sit out for week one, so I didn't get to run the standard. But hopefully our team decides that we want to run the they want me to run the standard. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for running.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for commentating. Captain and Leslie, thank you guys, and all the trackers and all the volunteers at Speed Gaming for making this happen. This is there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes, and a lot of people don't realize it. GGs to everybody involved, and volunteer. If anyone is listening, we need some volunteers. We're always looking for commentators. Every single day, we're always pinging. So definitely.
He's right about that, and unfortunately, some of those pings are while I'm at work, so.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we've seen Ganon die twice now. I think that is about it for us. Leslie, do you have any parting words for our viewers?
Wow, that was certainly a thing. Certainly put my view on Keith's sanity in perspective, I will say that much. To those who are playing this for this week, and for those who play this regularly, well, good luck. Because I'm not sure how I would handle this, unless I somehow came up with a system for tracking myself. But, well, you never say never. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I agree. All right, so on behalf of Speed Gaming and everyone here, I'd like to thank everyone who's here who viewed us. Thank you so much. You're the reason that we're doing this.
Absolutely, there would be no us without you guys viewing it.